What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So the first infrastructure bill passed yesterday. So now we're looking at the second infrastructure bill. The second infrastructure bill, they did not vote on that in the House. And that's because you have some holdouts. You have some moderates that they want some more. They want another cost analysis in order to find out exactly how much this $1.75 trillion bill will cost. Even though you have Congress saying it's $1.75 trillion, that doesn't necessarily mean it is $1.75 trillion. So we're going to take a look at both bills. We'll take a look at the first infrastructure bill, how this can help the American people, and then we're going to talk about the second infrastructure bill. But first off, on this channel, we talk about news that matters. If that sounds like something interesting to you, please subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. Also, if you see my name and a picture of me in the comment section, make sure you also see a check mark next to my name. That check mark signifies that it's me. If you do not see that check mark, it's not me. It's someone trying to impersonate me. Okay, so first off, things are going to start moving a little bit faster now because that first infrastructure bill, it has already passed. And that was the strategy of progressives was to hold out on this first infrastructure bill. They didn't want to vote on that because they wanted the second infrastructure bill to go right with the first infrastructure bill. However, we do see that they voted on that first infrastructure bill, and now they're trusting the other Democrats. So the moderates, you have progressives, you have moderates. The progressives are trusting the moderates in that they will go along with this second infrastructure bill. So the Congress will be on recess this whole week, so we're not going to see any real movement. We might hear some things go on when it comes to the committee hearings. So you might have some committee hearings so they can look into this second infrastructure bill. But as far as a whole, Congress will be on recess. And I know you're saying they're going to be on recess. Yes, they're going to be on recess again, and that will be starting Monday. And it's very interesting because when you're looking at the seriousness of what we're looking at in this second infrastructure bill and getting this stuff done as soon as possible, I don't know of a person or a job that you can be in where you have a deadline. It's something that needs to get done, and you just go on vacation or you go on your recess for a week. Usually you take care of that before you leave. Your boss would demand that you take care of anything that's pressing before you leave. But that's not Congress. They usually don't break that time. If they have a recess, they usually don't break it just because there's something that needs to get done very soon. But anyway, that's what we're looking at right now. So let's take a look at the first infrastructure bill. How can this help the American people? Well, first off, we're talking about roads and bridges, right? We're talking about broadband as well. So they're going to be improving things, which is great. Not only are they going to repair old roads and bridges, but they might create some different routes, which will speed up your commute, which would be good, as well as when we're talking about businesses. We're talking about trucks. Trucks can get to places much faster, which means that you can get your products much faster. So different things like that to think about. Also, when it comes to jobs, we're looking at these projects you're gonna need construction workers. So you're gonna have new jobs that are gonna come online. And some of these jobs might take a year or 2 years. So that means that community, the revenue is gonna be coming into that community because you're gonna have people working there, which means that they're gonna be going to lunch in those areas. And so all that will really help a lot of cities across the U.S. And with all these new workers, you're helping stimulate the economy. So that's something that's really good as well. And not only for people who are working, we're also talking about people who are on Social Security, because if you have more people working, you have more people paying that payroll tax that's going towards Social Security, which helps when it comes to Social Security benefits. So it's not just about people who are working. It's also about people who might be on a fixed income, people who have retired. So more jobs means more money means more help for people on Social Security. So we're looking at that as well. So that first infrastructure bill, it's on the president's desk. He can sign it at any moment. And when he signs it, that will open up a real opportunity for a lot of people. So I think everyone is excited about that. Now let's take a look at the second infrastructure bill. Now the second infrastructure bill, this is a human infrastructure bill. They wanted to do a procedural vote yesterday. However, they weren't able to do that because you have about five or six moderates right now that are against moving forward with the second infrastructure bill until they have a cost analysis. So that's basically what they want. It's going to take another 2 weeks at least to do that. And that's just to do the cost analysis. Now they want those numbers to match. So they want that 1.75, if that's what you're saying, it's 1.75 trillion. They want this cost analysis to show that it's about 1.75 trillion in order to move forward. And so that's what we're waiting on right now. and they're still negotiating. They're still negotiating the second infrastructure bill, and you might see them pull some stuff out or add some stuff. But understand, the House right now is playing the role. So the House will be voting on this second infrastructure bill first. And once they vote on it, approve it, it needs to go over to the Senate. And then once it gets to the Senate, they need to do the same thing. And the Senate will have some amendments where I'm sure that they're going to make some changes to this bill. We've been focused a lot on the Senate. We've been focused on Senator Manchin, Senator Sinema. You don't hear too much when it comes to the Democrats, the moderate Democrats in the House. So now that we're starting to really focus on the House, we're going to find out what some of these different moderate Democrats want, what their requests are. But once that's all said and done in the House, once they approve it in the House, the second infrastructure bill, and send it over to the Senate, then that's when it's really going to start picking up, because that's it. That's where we'll all be watching the Senate. Once the Senate goes ahead and moves forward and approves the second infrastructure bill, the human infrastructure bill, then guess what? That's when it will go either, or at this point, if they make some amendments in the Senate, which we're anticipating they will, then it will go back to the House for the final vote, and then it will go to the president for signature. So we're hoping that they can get this done in the next, let's say the next 3 weeks. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen. I'll make sure to let you guys know. So make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell notification so you'll know any changes that are going on. But the hope is, can we get this done in the next 3 weeks and then get it to the president's desk so he can sign it before December 3rd. December 3rd is a very important date, because now we're going to be talking about that debt ceiling, raising the debt ceiling. Then we're going to be talking about funding the government, because remember, they pushed that down the road until December 3rd. So now we're looking at that, or we'll be looking at that in December. And so that is kind of another deadline that needs to be met. And so that's what we're looking at right now when it comes to the infrastructure bills. The first infrastructure bill is done. It will get to the president's desk. He's going to try to sign it as soon as possible, because that's a good story. That's a good news story. It's a bipartisan bill. So that's something else that you can put out there. But the reality is, everybody is looking at the second infrastructure bill. There are a lot of good things in that second infrastructure bill that the American people want. And so we'll have to see how they move forward with that. But now the leverage is kind of gone. Progressives don't really have any leverage when it comes to the first infrastructure bill. They can't hold out on that anymore because they've already voted on it. So now it's a trust thing. So I want to know what you guys think about this. Should they have moved with the first infrastructure bill without having the votes for the second infrastructure bill? Let me know down below. And also, this is a little strange request, but let me know, hat or no hat? Because I've been wearing hats in some videos. I haven't worn a hat in other videos, and people have been giving me a different feedback. So let me know, hat or no hat. If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.